How well can you read your dog's emotions? Many dog parents assume that their dogs must be happy since they're not actively whining or howling. But things aren't so simple. Studies show that as many as 70% of dogs are constantly anxious despite being very much loved. Their humans don't know how to recognize when something is upsetting them. Welcome to Canine Cine. In this video, we'll look at 9 signs that your dog is feeling unhappy. Once you've picked these up, you'll be the most popular member of the pack in no time. But before we dive in, why not subscribe and join our dogs loving community for more tips and tricks on how to care for your dog? Sign number 1, feeling unpopular. Is your dog all over the dog sitter when they come to visit, showing them affection in a way that they never do for you? Do they go crazy for your friends when they come over while ignoring you? Do they seem friendlier even with random people on the street than they are with you? It's normal for dogs to be sociable, and some get on with strangers more than others. But any dog's human should be their safe place. The person they look to when they're scared or distressed, and the person they prefer above all other people. If your dog doesn't know that they can look to you when they're scared or stressed, that's a sign that there's something about your relationship with them that's making them sad and unfulfilled. Sign number 2, no to love. When you try to pet your dog, how do they react? Are they all tail wags and leaning into your touch, or do they duck or flinch away? From a dog's perspective, petting is the human equivalent of grooming, which is when dogs lick each other's fur to clean it and reinforce social bonds. If your dog resists being petted, that's a sign that they don't consider you somebody they want to share a social bond with. Note the context, though. Physical pain could make a dog wary of being touched, or recent stress, like a change in their environment or routine, could cause them to seek distance. Watch for subtle cues like turning their head away, shifting their weight back, or even yawning, which dogs often do to self soothe in stressful situations. These behaviors, paired with resisting petting, are signs that your dog is feeling less than happy in their current state. Sign number 3, game over. Playfulness levels obviously vary between dogs. It's natural for certain breeds to be less playful than others, and for older dogs to be less playful than younger ones. But if your fur baby refuses to even acknowledge that thrown stick or that squeaky toy, that suggests there's a deeper problem. Dogs who are unhappy will often lose interest in their favorite activities. If your fur baby stops being playful all of a sudden and there's no obvious health reason for it, then it's a sign that there might be something making them feel down. Crash and burn. Not only can anxiety and depression cause your fur baby to stop eating, but it can also cause them to start sleeping way too much. Dogs already sleep a lot, up to 14 hours a day, but if they're not having a great time, then just like humans, they can start sleeping even more to try and distract themselves from it. Not to mention, stress and anxiety can actually be quite tiring. Anxiety causes your dog's body to release stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, and their heart rate to rise. This creates an initial burst of energy that your dog might try to work off with a bout of the zoomies or by shredding the furniture. Humans get this as well. This is why so many people feel driven to clean or go for a run when they're stressed. Once these hormones deplete and their heart rate goes down, however, the dog will crash and feel tireder than ever. As a result, they end up in a cycle of bursts of anxious energy where they can't sit still, followed by crashing and sleeping for hours, neither of which is any fun for them or for you. Sign number 5, making a dog's dinner of it. What does it mean if your dog's food bowl suddenly stops emptying? Well, just like you might lose your appetite when you're feeling down, stress and depression can cause a dog to stop eating. This poses a risk to more than just your dog's mental health. If a dog goes too long without eating, it can cause muscle loss, weakened immunity, and serious, sometimes irreversible organ damage. If you notice that your fur baby has gone off their food for more than a day or two, consider it a red flag and make sure to take them straight to the vet as soon as possible to rule out any underlying health issues, such as dental problems, gastrointestinal distress, or other medical conditions that may be causing discomfort. Early intervention can make all the difference in helping your pup return to their happy, healthy self. Sign number 6, the lion sleeps tonight. The lion pose might sound like an unusually brave name for a sleep position, but it's not a sign that your fur baby is in the running to be the next king of beasts. The lion pose is when your dog sleeps on their belly with their head resting on their front legs and their back legs sticking out to the side. As you may have guessed from the previous section, Sleeping on their belly is another way that our furry friends try to shield themselves. Even when they're standing up, an anxious dog will often try to lower their belly onto the floor. The difference between this and the curled up pose, however, is that this position has all of the dog's limbs sticking out, ready to spring into action and start running away if things should get very dangerous. Sign number 7. Get me out of this place. Look at that human. They're biting their nails, playing with their hair, twisting their mood, tucking their tail into fold. Being a human yourself, you'd probably find it obvious that all these are displacement behaviors like repetitive fidgety actions that we do when we're stressed, bored, or upset. For dogs, some of the most common displacement behaviors are yawning, licking their lips, panting when it isn't hot, or lifting one of their front paws off the ground for no obvious reason. This last one can also be a way for your pup to try and signal submission or an apology to a human or another dog if they think they might have offended them in some way and want to calm things down. Dogs engage in displacement behaviors for the same reason we do. It's a way of working off all that nervous energy when something stresses them out. They might get the urge to either run away or lash out. However, because they want to be a good dog and make you proud, they keep it all inside, and it comes out in their weird repetitive gestures. Sign number 8, getting the cold shoulder. Their paws are tucked in, their back is curved around into a circle, and their tail is wrapped all around to touch their head. If it's a very fluffy tail, it might even be spreading over their back like a soft little blanket. It's hard to argue that being curled up in a ball isn't the sweetest looking canine sleeping position. But this deceptively cute looking pose can have some troubling implications. Dogs will often sleep this way if they're worried about being attacked while they're sleeping, to ensure that their soft underbellies are shielded from the outside world. Indeed, animals are. Nearly all of them pick up on physical cues based on environmental features. Sign number 9, whale eye never. The so called moon eye or whale eye bar expression looks super cute to humans. When you see a picture of a cute cartoon puppy, they'll often be drawn this way, with their eyes rolled to the side so that you can see their whites. It makes the dog's eyes look bigger, which makes them look sweet, at least from a human perspective. But a dog with this expression isn't actually having a sweet time. Dogs show the whites of their eyes when they're feeling anxious, annoyed, or stressed. If you're petting your dog and see them doing this, it means that they're no longer enjoying the experience and are subtly begging you to stop in the politest way they know how. So your dog feels unhappy sometimes. It's a difficult thing to face, but figuring it out is the first step to learning how to deal with the problem. And it's not all bad. Your dog still loves you and is still very lucky to have you to take care of them. After all, as this video shows, there's no way your average pampered domestic pooch would survive in the wild. Before you go, how about finding out why your dog stares at you? Click on the video that's popping up on the screen now and find out why your dog stares at you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the comments and in the next video.